What's going on, everybody? This is going to be a quick and dirty video because I was supposed to get a GoPro Hero 6 yesterday. I want to put this video out on the channel and live tomorrow, which means I have one day to make this video. Long story short, that's a GoPro Hero 5, that's a GoPro Hero 6, that is my Triumph Daytona 675R. We're going to find out if I made a bad decision in getting a GoPro Hero 6 by doing a very quick test, and it's only going to be based off the highlighted things that GoPro has promoted their Hero 6 about. This is not a first fit video. I have one day to film, edit, and everything this video. Don't judge me. Let's go.
Alright guys, so we've traveled to an undisclosed location because a lot of you guys know I don't film around my home. Hashtag safety. In front of us, we have the GoPro 6 over here. We have the GoPro 5 here. And what today we're trying to find out is that little thing worth $500 versus this little thing that's worth $400? Is it worth the $100 extra? The big thing about the Hero 6 is it can do 4K and 60 frames a second. So that's going to be the first thing we talk about. I've got the camera set with the exact same settings. If I hit the record button, I should get 4K 60. I should get 4K 30. They're both recording. All right. That one froze. That one did not. Already it's worth $100 more. Why did this stop? I bet you I know what it is, because the same thing happened with my session a little while back. Yep, camera voice control off. Okay, perfect example. When you have the voice control on the GoPros and you're just out and about, dude, you're running a risk. You never know if it's going to shut off. Okay, voice controls are off on all GoPros. 4K 60, 4K 30. So before we get to showing off what the cameras can do, what is 4K 60? Why is it better than 4K 30? Is it better than 4K 30? I mean, 60 is a bigger number than 30, so you would infer that it is. What frames per second is literally what it means. Frames per second. If you don't know, video is actually just lots of photos taken simultaneously, put back to back with audio on top of it. So if you film at 24 frames per second, a camera is going to take 24 pictures, and then that's how many photos are going to be inside of 1 second. So what that means is the higher number FPS you have, the more you can stretch that video to slow it down. You can always speed stuff up because you're just compressing photos, but you can only like slow video down so much because of how many frames per second you have. If you are putting your video out at 30 frames a second and you film at 60 frames a second, you can stretch that video twice as long, which means it slows it down half as much. If that doesn't make sense, it's totally okay. So the GoPro Hero 5 can shoot max 4K, which is awesome, but 30 frames a second. The new GoPro Hero 6 Black, or whatever they call it, the Hero 6, that can shoot 4K at 60 frames a second, which means the video in it, we can slow down by half in 4K. That's a really big deal. 4K 60 is a pretty solid thing for any camera in general, especially consumer level cameras right now. My nice camera, my Sony a7S II, can't even do 4K 60, so that's solid. What that allows you to do is slow down. So what I'm about to do is throttle up, and I'm going to slow it down in post. So you should watch the bushes. Ready? Okay, so that was fun. So I recorded that at 4K 30 and 4K 60. So from the GoPro 5, this is what that looked like in 4K and 30 frames a second. Okay, now let's contrast that to what it looked like with the GoPro Hero 6 at 4K and 60 frames a second. So that's without slowing it down. Now we can look at the 4K at 60 frames a second that we slowed down. So I'll let you guys judge for yourself. Supposedly the GoPro is a slow motion king. That's what they're touting this Hero 6 to be able to do. That's the big deal about this camera, is you can have 4K at 60 frames a second. In my experience, the GoPros have been pretty bad for slow motion. They drop frames, I guess. It just looks like crap comparatively to other cameras. So what I'm going to do is let you guys be the judge for if that looked cool or not. Next, I'm curious about video stabilization, because the GoPro 5, admittedly, even my Session has video stabilization, and I think it does a pretty good job. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull over, I'm going to make the cameras look forward. Now you can't do video stabilization in 4K, because obviously why would want to do that? That's sarcasm. And what we're going to do is put video stabilization on. I will let you guys know what video format it has to be in to allow the stabilization, and that way we'll see which camera can stabilize better. Also, keep in mind the rest of this video will be used as a quality test to see which camera looks better. For the rest of the video, I'm going to be switching back and forth from the GoPro 5 to the GoPro 6 to the Session. I will have a little word on the screen that lets you know what camera we're currently looking at. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, change of plans. GoPro Hero 6, 1080, 24 frames a second. GoPro Hero 5, 1080, 120 frames a second. So we're going to do a higher frame rate test, and we're going to do that because we're about to get on the highway here. I'm going to do the stabilization test later on. Going. Cool. So we're basically just going to slow it way down this time. Instead of as much as we did last time, we're going to slow it down a little more. Are we safe? No? You have the right of way. Of course you don't. What are you talking about? Alright. 1080p, I'll upscale these to how big they're supposed to be. We'll wait for this car so we can pounce and go. Alright, now we can judge what that looks like slowed down. So yeah, the whole frame rate thing is not only in 4K, it's actually the whole thing that GoPro talks about 2 times the performance. All they're talking about is that their frames per second is now doubled. So in 1080 it can go up to 240 frames a second. In 4K it can go up to 60 frames a second. When I originally saw that GoPro was talking about 2 times their performance, I thought they were talking about maybe the camera was twice as fast. I didn't really think the GoPro Hero 5 needed to be faster as far as in the menus, but I think that's what they're talking about. It's like, hey, we can do twice the frame rate, which is great. I'll let you guys be the judge of what the 1080 super slow motion looked like, and you can let me know what you think. Now, we're going to jump over to the Varsity, and we're going to get off the bike and test out the stabilization and some camera photo stuff.
Is it cool if I take a picture?
Absolutely, man, absolutely.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. What's your name again?
Chris.
Chris, nice to meet you, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you might make Thursday's video. Who knows? Well, thanks for saying hi, Chris.
If I do, then like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. I need you in every video.
Yeah, right?
Alright, guys. Holy crap. That traffic, absolutely terrible. But okay, so we're here at the Varsity. So we need to test stabilization for the Hero 6. So if you go to GoPro's website, they're like, the stabilization is so much better, and they show like really shaky footage, and then they show like cut the screen in half and they show the Hero 6, and I'm like, okay. Quick fact, don't ever believe everything you see on the manufacturer's website, because of course they're going to make their shit sound as good as possible. So I'm going to do exactly what GoPro did. I'm going to stand back here, and I'm going to hold both GoPros right here, and I'm just going to walk towards the Daytona. We'll see if it's less shaky than the GoPro Hero 5, and that way we'll really know if it's less shaky or not. Oh, we can do this real quick. Look at the 2 GoPros. Which one's the 6? I'm just kidding, you have no clue. The only way you can know is if you look at the side. Literally, it's the exact same. Oh snap, look, the mode button's slightly different. And my GoPro Hero 5's cracked because, you know, honeymoon and all. And you know what? Let's record at 30 frames a second on both cameras. And that way it's truly identical. Let me and recording. All right, I'm gonna hold them just as still as I can and I'm gonna walk forward. I'm intentionally being bouncy, okay? I don't normally walk like that. Okay, let's walk from this way. We're gonna walk towards the Daytona. Walking like with extraness right now. Final test, we're gonna walk like we have like some type of issue. All right. Okay, so let's play that back on the Hero 6 with stabilization. I'm intentionally being bouncy, okay? I don't normally walk like that. Okay, now what did this cliff look like on the Hero 5? I'm intentionally being bouncy, okay? I don't normally walk like that. Also, fun fact, guys, while I'm fiddling around with stuff, I'm not giving you guys my opinion with this stuff. I'm letting you decide based on the footage I'm giving you, and then if you want my opinion, that's going to be in my first fit video. So, one of the things that GoPros can do is take raw photos. Raw photos are basically like JPEGs, except they put all of the info in. The file sizes are way huger. So, both of these cameras can do photo. Let's get a solid photo of the Daytona. Thinking like down low, Jesus Christ, I can be closer than that. All right, ready? Composed. I am going to edit those photos the exact same in my computer. Here's the GoPro 6. Here's the Hero 5. Can you guys see a difference? Okay, so while we're here, we're gonna do another slow motion test. This time, it's gonna be of traffic and I'm not gonna be moving. So here we have the GoPro 5. We're at 2.7K at 60 frames a second. 2.7K, 60 frames a second. Now this Hero 6 can go up to 120, but what I want to test is if they look the same. So here we go again, and traffic test. And now let's slow it down and back up to speed. Okay, so that was the traffic test. We're still at 2.7K at 60 frames a second. Slow-mo spin in 3, 2.
Okay.
I don't know what any of these things look like, but they're kind of fun to do. All right, last couple tests. All right, for this shot, we will not be using the Hero 5, but I will show you something in the Hero 5. So, you might notice that it says field of view wide. I can click wide, I can click medium. It's going to crop it in a little bit. So I've got different fields of view on the Hero 5. Now, the Hero 6 does that differently. They call it something different and they try to make a big deal out of it, even though it's not really that much different. Okay, so now we're in 1440p, 60 frames a second, and they still give you the FOV, right? But now they have a zoom feature, which means I can zoom in and I can zoom out. Now this works much better than the medium and wide. So for instance, let's just say I was doing a video from here, right? This is the video. I'm not gonna move. I'm gonna keep the GoPro in the same spot. Okay, I'm gonna stop recording. I'm now gonna go to field of view. I'm gonna go all the way in and I'm gonna start recording again. That is the difference in zoom. Now I imagine, we'll stop recording. So GoPro made a huge deal out of it. They called it zoom feature, and they showed people like, oh my God, I can see the top of that building if I zoom in. No, you can't. It's still way far away. You're still on a GoPro. If it looks cool, great, and it's neat. It's better than having to change the field of view. But when I saw them making a big deal out of that, and then I used it, I was like, okay, you more transformed something and made it slightly better, so props to you, but whatever. So I'm gonna get back on the highway, get these GoPros facing me, and we will finish this video up. All right, guys, so we got a 4K 60 on the Hero 6, 4K 30 on the Hero 5. Let's get back in traffic and finish this video up. So if you guys are curious why you're not seeing a first fit video on this GoPro, don't worry, I am going to be doing a first fit video. I'm literally just bringing you guys along with the testing of the GoPro because FedEx kind of screwed me over because, you know, 2-day shipping. That doesn't actually happen in 2 days if you're curious. So I figured, you know what would be fun? I'll just bring you guys along with it because this is what I do for my first fit videos anyway. I go out, I do all this testing on a product, and then I go back and I let you guys know what I thought about it. So instead of my thoughts, this is just what it actually looks like. That way you guys can get your thoughts on the GoPro, and that way when I do my first fit video, you can actually see if you agree with what I said. There is no way to do a review in 1 day. You can't even do a quick review in 1 day. You actually have to have time to use the camera in different environments, which is what I've tried to do today. So at minimum, it's going to take you a day to do the filming, then you got to do the VO, then you got to do the B-roll. It's just bullshit to get a video out in 1 day with a product. So that's why you guys are getting this real quick and dirty, is what I'm calling it, version. Because I think it's very valuable for you guys to see all the test footage and not just my opinion. Because my opinion, you know, you might find my opinion important, but it's not the end-all be-all of information, you know. So guys, we're here on the highway and sweet baby Jesus, that's a lot of cars. So I didn't talk about every single thing that the camera can do, obviously. What I was basically trying to do with this video is I took the GoPro promotional video and I took all of the big topics that they were talking about, and I tried to give you guys the actual example of what the Hero 6 looks like as compared to the Hero 5. Obviously I'm still out here, I have not seen any of the footage, I don't know what it looks like, so you guys can basically tell me in the comments, what did you think about the footage? You know, you've got the slow motion, you've got the added frames per second in higher resolutions. Oh, the camera can also supposedly has more voice commands, but voice commands is a thing the Hero 5 already does. I think you guys noticed from the beginning I'm not a huge fan of the voice commands, but if there is a voice command update, the Hero 5 will get it, so I'm not, you know, that doesn't really matter. But yeah, all of the little nitty-gritty details, I'll definitely hit that in my first fit video when I do that of the GoPro Hero 6. But as for now, let me know in the comments what you guys thought about the footage from the Hero 6. Do you think it's worth an extra $100 at $499 as opposed to the $399 that the Hero 5 is? I don't know. Obviously, by the time I'm editing this, I will find out. But I gotta get home and freaking edit this video so you guys can see it tomorrow. Tight schedules, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you appreciate that 1 day edit, make sure to hit that like button. And if you enjoy motorcycle type content, make sure to subscribe. You guys go out there and ride positive, and I'm Chaseontwowheels, and I'll see you in the next one. Please don't get in my lane. Bye, guys.